What is your first thought when you hear the word disability? Guide dogs, wheelchairs, disabled car parking spaces, family member who has a disability. Is it a label given to someone to replace their identity? Have you ever wondered, what is that person's disability? Does it hold them back? Are they completely integrated with the general population? It's something I live with every day. My name is Liam McCracken, and I have a disability known as cerebral palsy. It affects 34,000 Australians and is currently non-curable.
How would you describe cerebral palsy?
The way I see cerebral palsy is a disability that affects your gross motor function, and therefore the use of my limbs is impacted.
When did you find out your son had cerebral palsy? How did it make you feel?
Liam was first diagnosed with CP when he was about 12 or 13 months old. Prior to that, we had a diagnosis made at about 9 months.
At first I was a little disappointed, not for me, but for him, more than anything else, because I had a feeling that it would limit what he was able to achieve.
Try and hide or conceal your disability?
As a young kid, as a primary school age kid, I did, because I wanted to become seen as relatively normal, and rather than bring attention to it. I'm not as afraid of sharing my story with my disability as I once was, but there are occasions where I get lazy and just sort of go, oh, this is, if I meet someone who I might not see again, I'll just make up a story. For example, when I was younger, I always used to tell kids I had a really bad fall off my bike, and there was an incident probably a couple of years ago where I just said, oh, I've rolled my ankle. So I think I do still hide it, but I've become more open about it.
What are some of the challenges which are associated with raising a child with cerebral palsy the majority of people wouldn't know about?
Challenges, I suppose, came in the form of getting to the number of appointments that we had to get to. I was back working full-time when Liam was diagnosed, and so getting from finishing work and then trying to get to the appointment, which was at least half an hour, 40 minutes away, did take some juggling.
The other side to it is it puts a bit of a financial strain on you. In Liam's case, we sort of decided that we would take on most of those financial burdens by ourselves without really accessing a lot of the systems that are available, simply because we didn't believe that he was disabled enough to want it, and that there were people who were more in need of that who didn't have the same financial ability to access private health for medical bills and stuff like that. So that the public system is not something that we wanted to use, simply because we would have been taking away from other people who are more in need, and in Liam's case are the children who are probably more in need of that sort of support. It does put an emotional strain on you on occasion. Yeah. Probably more an emotional strain than anything else.
Some of the things that people without a disability take for granted.
For me, getting dressed, so tucking shirts in, driving. Getting a driver's license was a bit of a hassle for me when I was learning to drive. I had to get a medical certificate to be able to do so. Physio appointments fairly regularly, anywhere from once a week to once every 3 to 6 months. Cutting food just in general, especially steaks, probably a bugbear in my life that people don't understand. It's kind of like breaking a leg, really. You don't understand how important your legs are to function until you actually lose one.
Are there times where you have felt as if raising a child with cerebral palsy is too difficult?
No, because he is physically active, he is an intelligent young man now. He knows he only has that physical disability, so no, it's never been too difficult because of the level of disability that he has. We have found ways and means of getting around, teaching him to drive. We went through a particular agency where the driving instructor was trained to do that level of instruction. We had the car modified, so he has a spinner knob on the wheel, he has a foot plate, so his left foot takes the control of the accelerator. We knew that he would always need to have an automatic car so he could access driving. He also needs to go back to the doctor every 12 months to have his licence medically endorsed to say that he is fit and capable of driving. He still gets the same speeding fines, he still gets the same red light camera fines, just like everybody else. So there is no difference in the way that he is treated through society or through the community, although at times I know that there are people who lack the knowledge around disability that think that for some unknown reason he is not quite up to par as a person.
Disability is something I and millions of Australians live with every day. However, some disabilities, such as cerebral palsy, are not as noticeable as others. However, this does not mean they do not have an impact on the lives of people around them, some of whom might not have a disability. Additionally, people with disability have the ability to contribute to society if they're given the chance. Be patient, be understanding, and give people with a disability a chance, because they are just that, people.